So DeAndre Hopkins had just been released by the Arizona Cardinals, and hopefully I can get a new phone soon so my mic could like sound way better because this is crazy, bro. My phone is still broke. I've been trying to get it all this week, but we're gonna be talking about DeAndre Hopkins going to the Kansas City Chiefs and how this could break the NFL. Now, obviously, DeAndre Hopkins to the Kansas City Chiefs is another guaranteed Super Bowl. And I'm going to give y'all a list of why. Now, the first reason is because last year we didn't have a real wide receiver one. Like, our real wide receiver one was supposed to be Juju Smith-Schuster, but he obviously wasn't a real wide receiver one. And we still went out there and won the Super Bowl. So now you're bringing in a proven wide receiver one like DeAndre Hopkins, who's put up 1,000 yards in numerous seasons. And he has a skill set that's honestly unmatched. And we have Patrick Mahomes, who's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. I mean, his arm talent is crazy. He can make any throw on any side of the field, no matter where he's at. So when you come in and you add someone like DeAndre Hopkins, who's honestly everything, he could catch in the short route. He could catch with the medium routes, deep routes. You could throw it up to him. He's going to bring it down. Like, he's a very clutch player. He's a clutch performer. So it's really a lot that he brings to the Kansas City Chiefs offense, and I would love to see it. And then he could also help the rest of the wide receiver core perform better because defenses is going to be worried about a Mahomes and DeAndre Hopkins duo. So that gives room for like Kadarius Toney to have a good season. Like, for example, the Pittsburgh Steelers, when they had Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster, Juju was shining because of Antonio Brown. I think that could happen again. But just this time, it will be DeAndre Hopkins and Kadarius Toney with the Kansas City Chiefs. I do think if DeAndre Hopkins does come to the team, it opens up a lot of development for other wide receivers to watch a veteran wide receiver like that in their presence. Like, for example, Rashee Rice, who has a similar game to D-Hop. So I definitely think that he could easily develop by getting trained by D-Hop, by getting mentored by D-Hop. And then you got Kadarius Toney, who's just going to get open more because he has his own type of skill set that's very good. So with this young, versatile wide receiver core, if you could bring in a veteran presence like DeAndre Hopkins, that would help a lot. And I do think that makes everything easier for Patrick Mahomes because not only does he have his wide receiver one threat, he has Travis Kelce still, and he's going to have multiple wide receivers to work with. And that'll be something good for him because last year he had to go through a lot to get them to the Super Bowl because it was like, come on, Juju Smith-Schuster is your wide receiver one. Mahomes is goated for honestly even leading that team to the Super Bowl. And then on defense, you got a very good defense. The Chiefs are trying to build a top 5, top 10 defense. And they just built like what I'll say, in my opinion, the top 3 to top 5 offensive line. So now you just add in a dynamic playmaker, not even just a playmaker, a player that could just catch literally anything, a championship team. Now, the reason I think DeAndre Hopkins may sign with us is because, I mean, look, he wants a championship. And I feel like if you want a championship, then the Chiefs is just the best team for you because we're winning championships. Every Sunday, we're getting wins. I mean, we lose, obviously, some games, but for the most part, we win a lot of games, at least 12 to 14 a year. And that's just a perfect team for DeAndre Hopkins. It's a winning culture. You're guaranteed a playoff spot, guaranteed to be the divisional winners. So it's honestly like, why not? Like, why not want to go to the Chiefs? And another thing, like, not only are you guaranteed a playoff spot, you're guaranteed the AFC Championship. At least that's what it looks like. Patrick Mahomes has been to the AFC Championship in all 5 of his starting years. And if we get DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, I don't see how that's stopping. I honestly don't see how that's stopping, especially what the Chiefs are doing now with their linebacker room, which is going to be absolutely crazy. Their offensive line, they have a rushing attack now. They have a good secondary. They have a good defensive line. They have a great head coach in Andy Reid, who's here to stay for a few years. So honestly, I think the Chiefs aren't stopping at all. And then, like I'm going to keep repeating, if you add DeAndre Hopkins to all of that, that's a guaranteed Super Bowl, and I think we'll win a Super Bowl the year after that. We also have deep threats like John Ross. We have Marquez Valdes-Scantling. We got a receiving back in Jerick McKinnon who can make big plays when it comes to the receiving. He can also make big plays on the ground too. So it's really a lot, man. It's a lot. We got Isaiah Pacheco, who's a hungry running back that's always getting yards. So the offense is looking very good. Very, very good. And we got Travis Kelce, who's the greatest tight end of all time at this point. So DeAndre Hopkins, you want to come into that. Why would you want to go to Buffalo? When we talk about Buffalo, they have a struggling quarterback. He throws picks for no reason. They have a secondary that be getting literally torched. Their offensive line is horrible. Diggs and D-Hop, I don't even think that would be a good match in my opinion. why would he want to go there? Like, I feel like he's messing up his career if he goes to Buffalo. And if he really wants a ring, he would sign with the right team. I mean, he said he's willing to take a pay cut because he wants to win a championship. DeAndre Hopkins has never had a championship. And I do think with his Hall of Fame resume, he should be going for a championship because that will literally put the icing on the cake. And he deserves it, man. He really does deserve it. He's been playing with bad quarterbacks his whole career and still making the best out of it. So he deserves to play with a Hall of Fame quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. And he really deserves to be on the winning side for once. And I really want to see DeAndre Hopkins crying in the Super Bowl after raising that Lombardi trophy, man. And I know that's what other Chiefs fans want to see too, but we definitely just don't want to see him go to Buffalo because it's like, why go to Buffalo? Why go to Buffalo? You're not gonna. I mean, you're probably gonna win in the regular season. When you get to the playoffs, you're just gonna choke. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is doing anything for them, in my opinion, because they're just such a losing team that it's just honestly hard to really make them win in any way. So that's why I think D-Hop should come to the Kansas City Chiefs, and we would definitely bring him that Super Bowl home that he's been wanting for years. And yeah, man, we're just the right team to do it. And I know a lot of Chiefs fans probably, like, y'all still trying to cope, even though he's released. Y'all still going to say, oh, we don't want this old injury-prone wide receiver. Bro, please keep the negative comments to yourself. I don't want to see that in my comments. What do you mean injury-prone? First of all, he's not injury-prone. This man had one season when he got hurt, and the next season, it was a PED suspension, and he still put up 700 yards in 9 games. If you think 700 yards is washed and old, then you make no sense, honestly. You need to stop. Kyler Murray wasn't even playing for most of them games. He put up 700 yards in 9 games with horrible QB play. What do you think he's doing with Mahomes? Like, come on, bro. I gotta wake up, bro. And then y'all say, oh, but the Chiefs are a spread offense. Yo, we're a spread offense. Okay, Travis Kelce still put up 1,300 yards. Spread offense or not, DeAndre Hopkins and Travis Kelce are both going to put up 1,000 yards because they're talented, gifted players, bro. It don't matter what system they're in. Talking about spread offense. It don't matter what system they're in. It really don't. It don't. That's why when I was saying, okay, Bills, I say he wouldn't thrive with the Bills. He may thrive individually, but he's not going to have no success when it comes to rings and stuff on the Bills. But no matter what system DeAndre Hopkins in, I have huge faith in him. And even though he's not explosive as he's used to be, his hands never went away. His physicality never went away. He's still a yard after catch machine. He still has crazy hands, and he's still a big red zone threat. And I would love to see him work with Justin Ross, because him and Justin Ross, they share a similar game model. Even though Justin Ross is obviously not DeAndre Hopkins, they still share a similar game. And I would just love to see them play with each other, and that would be very good. And he could mentor him as well. So we just need a veteran presence in the wide receiver core. And MVS doesn't count. He's not a veteran. I'm talking about somebody like DeAndre Hopkins, who's actually put up good enough production throughout his career. And that's what we need. So it's been your boy Chiefs Priority, and I'm out, man. Peace. Hopefully it happened. I'll keep y'all updated.